Morning, everybody. 8:13 a.m., December 7th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody had a good day. Yesterday, yesterday saw some selling in the market. SPY really just went to the other end of balance, which is expected when you gap up and you fail, right? Then you're going to go usually back to the other end of balance, and that's what happened. Okay, so market's kind of still in balance. Okay, market has not proved to be that weak yet. So that's kind of where we are. And we're coming towards the end of the year, and seasonality has played out this year. If you just played seasonality, you've done very well. Um, but without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name's Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the market, along with gamma, exposure levels, supply and demand, and the most traded price of the year, the month, and the preceding day in the week. All right, they're all rolling. So they're rolling measurements and just helps me find structure and strength in the market and basically tell me what the temperature of the market is, what we're currently in. Right now we're currently in balance. Okay, we're waiting. Now, are we waiting for tomorrow's news? Possibly. And then the Santa Claus rally could still happen. Okay? So that's what we're basically waiting on. Okay? So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Set an alert. If you like the content, you don't have to do it now. Give me a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. You could always follow me on X at Gonzo719. All right. We can get right into the futures. Okay, let's do that. And we have a VIX that's up 1.46%. Okay. Crude's finally getting some love, up 1.12%. Nasdaq's up 0.32. ES is up 0.13. Gold holding over 2K, up a tiny bit, 0.06. Okay, 10-year yield all the way down to 4.1. Okay, however, 30-year bonds are being sold this morning, so I expect the 10-year yield to rise a little bit. Silver's flat, Ether's pretty much flat, down a little bit. Dow's down 0.09. Dollar, the yen I saw got some love today, so that's pushing the dollar down 0.19. Russell is down 0.32. Okay, let's look at regional banks. All right, regional banks are positive, but the Russell's pulling back. Okay, now 30-year bonds are down 0.65%. Okay, they need a little pullback. Bitcoin's down almost 1%. All right, maybe people taking some profits there. All right, moving on. Stocks are like the day trade and swing trade. Google is up 3%. All right, I believe there was something AI related with Google yesterday. I didn't get to dive deep into the news, but I did see something like that. I know AMD came out with a new chip that's like faster than Nvidia's chip. For a moment, it took Nvidia down when that news popped. All right, Tesla's up 0.79, Amazon up 0.69. So you got a lot of tech stocks that are up. Okay, Baba, that's amazing because China didn't do that well. So, is there a laggard today? We're looking at Microsoft down 0.45, and Coin finally taking a breather. Coin's finally taking a breather. It's down 1.74%. The pullback was inevitable. All right, that had a parabolic move. All right, so moving on. Oh, I saw Datadog got an upgrade today, so that's up somewhat pre-market. Let me just check. That is up 1.65% pre-market. All right, maybe. I think some of the other plays, like I have a cybersecurity list, so I see all of them are up in sympathy with that, but that is up the most. All right, moving on to top sector stocks. No surprise, Exxon and Chevron top on the list with crude finally getting some love. All right, now that's the only love here, and there's not much. There's a bunch of flats. Flat, Procter and Gamble down 0.1. That's nothing. Walmart down 0.16. That's nothing. Okay, moving on to sectors. Oh, I skipped one. There's the list I just went over. Sorry about that. So you got oil, Qualcomm, bottom, not much laggards there. Okay, so sectors wise, communications is up 0.54. That's what Google. Okay, semis, that's AMD, right? Up 0.32. Energy, no surprise. Amazon and Tesla is XLY. And then we really don't have much laggards, utilities and healthcare. I mean, there's really not much weakness right now pre-market. Okay. All right, that kind of wraps up that. Now, as far as market news, give me 1 second here. Of course, one of my browsers. One of my browsers, of course, is going on me. Give me 1 sec here. Just trying to fix something real quick. Just give me 1 second. Apologize for this. All right. I just wanted to make sure I had up the right thing. Sometimes, I don't know, OBS, what I use, sometimes doesn't. It's weird. It kind of throws a little wrench into things. Okay. Not much news really. Let's go to the economic calendar. We got jobless claims at 8:30. Okay. So looks like we're expecting 225. Previous was 218, so we're looking for a rise. So should get a little pop regarding this at 8:30. Okay. The more we go over this number, let's say 235, 240, that's going to be bullish. We miss it, it's going to be a little bearish. Okay, tomorrow, big non-farm payrolls and unemployment tomorrow, Michigan consumer sentiment. So that's really could be this catalyst for this market, or maybe not. But that should move markets. You should get volatility with that. Okay. I'm trying to think what else to show you guys that I think is newsworthy. Give me 1 second here. I don't really think anything that's catching my eye real much because we can get right over to the daily charts. Let's do that. All right. Well, so let's look at the SPY. Okay. So I mean, yes, these candles are white or green, right? Basically, yesterday we pretty much took out the longs from yesterday, but we're still within last week. Here's last week's low, here's last week's high. Nothing really to see here until we break 453, 454 and hold. Nothing to see here, right? So usually in balance, today, if we do not go lower, we're probably going to go back up. Okay, and right now it's looking that way. So where are we at now? 455.45. 455.45. Let's see where we are here. We're at the lower third of yesterday's range. Now, if we were like not in a balanced market, that'd be a different story. I'd say, ooh, we're holding the lows. Okay, really have to see how this market behaves. But generally, you got shorts all from yesterday. You opened up here, gapped up, came back through. Usually balance rules, you go from the top of balance to the bottom. That's what we did. Balance rules should mean that if we can't go lower, we're going to go back up to the top today. Okay, so let's see if we do that. Now, let's look at the Qs. The Qs are a little bit of a messy, they don't have a nice little package of balance like the SPY does, but we basically been holding, all right, 386, I would say, last week's lows. Last week, yesterday, we closed underneath them at 385. But what do you know it? Where are we at now? 386.50. We're back over last week's lows. Okay. And we came all the way down, couldn't break. Now, one thing to note, this is called one time framing, but you have a higher low, and a higher low in the Qs. Is this queuing up? No pun intended, because I'm saying Qs. Is this looking for a rally, right? Could we rally up to here, right? Could this be the suck in for some shorts to go rally? Possibly, right? Because I'd say ultimately, the ultimate level here is like 383. If we do get weakness, because you have the gap that we partially fill with this wick, you go all the way back down to 378. Now, does that happen? I don't know, right? I don't really know. But as long as we stay within this range of last week, we have more highly likely to go back up to this top here at like 392. Now, very important here, you have a weak high here, you have a double top here, and then look what we had yesterday. We came right up to this 390 level, which is also a huge positive gamma level. Okay, if we come back through and test this again, we definitely can push up to 392, 393. Okay, so you do have a nice pullback in the Qs. All right, and this morning it's the strongest index off the in the pre-markets, up 0.38% pre-market. Okay, all right, let's go over to the triple-headed monster, and let's look at that bond market, boy. It is a bloodbath. All right, so look, we broke the 4.2. Where did we go? It was a little low yesterday. 4.10, almost to the 4.083 level I talked about. Okay, 10-year yield right now is up 0.83, like I said it would, because 30-year bonds are selling. Now, 30-year bonds were down more. They were just down more. Now they paired their losses a little bit. So 10-year yield rose. 10-year yield rose about 0.78. Okay, so you can just see this, and this means bonds are getting bought, right? So we kind of topped out at 5% yield, and we're coming back down. Okay, if this continues to go, the rally is pretty much around the corner, possibly. Now, the rally could just mean breaking these highs, blow off top, something like that. Okay, VIX, I don't need to go over it really. I'm not going to go over it. It's pretty much the same. There's not a lot of fear in this market yet. Okay, dollar, like I said, the yen had a push. That's pushing the dollar, but we're in a little bit of an uptrend here. And could we come back to 102.74? If not, we push back up to 104.64. Okay, we're still holding a 200-day moving average. Okay, let's go over to my favorite thing to look at is the market profile. Oop, wrong button there. Let's look at the structure. And then what is the profile showing us? Balance. That's all it's showing us. You're just in this range, and we can't get out of it. We can't get out of it. So, one thing to note, okay, which is pretty nuts, is we opened. I just want to show you guys about something about yesterday. Okay, now we went to the top of the balance, and I was talking to everybody yesterday and said we were 90% net long in the overnight right here. Look, that was the short activity to all this long. Okay, now we opened in a gap opened with a gap higher, right? So this is the close of the overnight, and we opened here. We never even went up a tick. It was an open drive lower. So balance rules, right? You had longs from here, okay? Longs from here and here and here. And once we opened, you came through this overnight volume. Once you came through that, it was just, we go back to the other end of balance, okay? That's why that happened. Now we're back in this demand zone down here, okay? You got a balanced profile here. That's the bell curve, very balanced. Then what are we happening? What's happening here, right? Are we getting continuation? Not really, not so far. If this market was not in balance, I would say, oh, we're accepting lower prices, okay? However, this is balance, all right? You follow the balance until it, now that's, now they just dropped, the jobless claims just dropped, okay? So what that tells me, the first move is down. Let's see. Let's look at that, what came out. Let's see. Okay, so, well, really the nothing burger here. So the forecast was 225. It went under. So that's not good for bears. Okay, consensus was 222, slightly under. So, you wanted the number to be hotter so the Fed doesn't have to hike more, right? You want to see this employment get soft. You want to see more jobless claims for the market to go higher, just because then the Fed doesn't have to hike or do anything, right? So I think it's going to be a nothing burger because it's not shocking. Okay, so let's go back to the profile. Okay, all right, talked about the balance rules. Okay, so we're at the bottom of balance now. So if the market cannot go lower, we're going to go and go like this today. Now don't get me wrong, okay? If you got this big level here of 45.70, okay? If the market can't push above this level, you got monthly VWAP here. You can hit its head here and then it can fall. Okay? So if you do get, let's just say, long in here, your stops here, this is going to be an obstacle. But if you break and hold this and hold it, we're probably going to test the highs. Okay? That's as simple as that gets. Now look, inventory overnight is equal short, equal long, no edge there. No edge. You have a very balanced profile too. No edge there. Okay? No edge there. Now, like I said, you need the market to prove and take out this demand zone here to hold, to break this. So it's really important to see what do you have off the open? How strong is the market? Okay. So let's get into some scenarios. Well, let's just look at yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. What a big range yesterday. Okay. Overnight low, overnight high. So there is a little spike here. Like I said, this is balance. We're in balance, so it's a little different. This the spike, we're holding within the spike, that's generally bearish. Okay, but in this case, we're at the bottom of balance, so shorts will definitely take profits if we start ripping back up. That's just what's going to happen. And then the cycle repeats until we break out. Okay, so very easy today, scenarios wise. Very easy. Let's go with the bullish scenario first. Okay, right now you can see we closed here. Okay, market pushed down a little bit, couldn't go any lower. Just a little tip here, 45-degree angle means shorts were getting poor location. Okay, we're at the bottom of balance. So yes, we can move up, but if we start the test back down, come back down, and here's the most traded price of the overnight. Let's just say we hold this in demand, whip down. This definitely could come up. Tag the most traded price of the month and the week at 45.70. Next is pushing through here. You got monthly VWAP, and then you could probably test the other side of the range. All right, the midpoint of yesterday is 45.74, so this area is a tipping point. Okay, and this could also come down, push, boom, boom, and then start moving back up. Same thing. Okay, now conversely, let's talk about the bearish scenario. Okay, if we're going to get a breakout, two things have to happen. Okay, either we open here, fail here, come back down. You got to take out the overnight low, yesterday's low, push that demand zone, hold this 20-day simple moving average on a daily to then make the move down to a previous POC or naked VPOC down here, 45.20. Okay, that's what needs to happen. The other scenario is we go back up to this other side of balance, and you get the weakness, and then you probably can bounce off here. Okay, that's what I see. Pretty simple when you're in balance. Okay, I'm not saying it's simple to trade it, but those are pretty much the rules you got to look at. We're in balance until we're not. You got to be proven. The breakout has to be proven. The breakout or breakdown has not been proven yet at all. That's the facts. Okay, if you're a bear or a bull, really, no one's gained much ground. A little in the Qs, but now the Qs of holding that 386. Okay. All right, here's the Qs. Like I said, the balance area is not as pretty. Okay, but we are in balance. Okay. Let's look at this here. Let's look at structure. Let's look at this. Okay. So here's our weekly profile. That's beautiful balance. That's perfect bell curve. Okay, that shows the balance. Okay, currently right here where we're at, most traded price of the month and the week, 15870. Right here. That's where price is now. Okay. Same thing with the Qs. They had a little move up into supply and then got crushed and went all the way back down. Okay. Same reason why. Okay. Now the same reason why that happened could be the long today. All right. Now you can see Qs are stronger. Right. Here's the close from yesterday. Now it's a little different story here. Look, you have this much short to this much long. So you're about 70%, 75% net long in the Qs. Okay. Most traded price overnight is down here. So you can basically say those are longs. Okay. And it's going back to the magnet here. Big price. That's the line in the sand, okay? So I like the ES right now better because this is already making its move. Pushing, like say it's already pushing. Okay. So line of defense you have here is like 159.20 is the 50% Fibonacci of yesterday, or the midpoint of yesterday. Also happens to be the 20-day simple moving average on a daily chart. All right. So it's pushing up right now. Remember, tech's 29% of the S&P. So that's a very large weight. All right. You're right at the most traded price of yesterday, the week, and the month. That's so powerful. Okay, so this is choppy area that you're in. All right, so what you want in the Qs, two things have to happen. All right, and we'll just go right into the scenarios. All right, because I would say this is a weak low. If you look here, we didn't break this low here. So right around here is a weak low. So if we come back down here, there's a demand zone in here that has been holding, but you could get farther movement, and there's a gap down below. Okay. The other nuance here is a weak high. That's where we're at right now. Why is that weak? It's weak because you have, now this could change, but right now, if it stays there, that's the highs. Okay, you have the most traded price of the week, the month, and yesterday right here in the overnight high. Okay, so shorts will feel a lot of pain if we break up here. You're probably going to do one of those. Okay, that's the nuance of the market profile and volume profile. Okay, it's the power. Now we're pushing through this right now. We're getting excess now, right? Getting excess. So that usually could end, sometimes ends the market pushing up. When you have excess like that, less and less people are trading. You tend to pull back. You tend to pull back a little bit. Okay, so let's get into scenarios of Qs. If I'm looking at the profile or the market profile, we're starting to thin out at the top. Okay, that's what happens at tops and bottoms. You have excess. Look at yesterday's excess, right? Real thin. Look at the overnight excess, real thin. Look at the excess down here, real thin. Okay, that sometimes is a signal that the market has made its move. Okay, and it doesn't mean it can't extend and keep going. I'm just saying that's generally a probability. All right, so let's look at the long in the Nasdaq. Okay, what has to happen? I just said it before, but I'm going to briefly go over it. Okay, this is the scenarios for the Qs. All right, hopefully someone's listening because this is really important. Okay, it's pushing. It's really pushing. Okay, it can get a pop here because this is a weak high. Okay, definitely can get a pop. Okay, so if this pop happens, we have to talk about this, right? So remember, this is the level the bulls have to defend right here. So even if you get a pop up, you need to hold this level, and then you can make a move. Okay, that's one. Number two, if this fails and we come back down, overnight VPOC is here. That's a lot of longs there. If that holds, okay, if it holds, then you're going to test this area again, and if you push up, you're going to move back to the top of the balance. Okay, you could even take out these weak lows down here, like I said. Remember, the price action doesn't mean, price action fools people. Okay, even if you came down and broke this but held this demand zone and started making higher lows, now you even have more liquidity to hurt, more shorts to hurt to make this move. Okay, now let's go to the bear side. Okay, a couple things can happen here, and we're going to base around this level. Okay, based around this level. So monthly VWAPs here. Okay, let's say we push up. Well, not that far. Let's take that back. We push up. We push up here. Try to make it whip down through this level. Hold, hold. We definitely could go down here. That could be the first move. Okay, that could be the end of the move. However, if we push down, break that demand zone, hold, 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 that could make the move down. You got single prints down here. You got the gap fill right there. Okay. Now, that's the bear for that. Okay. Now, if we push up, remember, people have been getting rewarded for shorting up here. So if history repeats, come up here into supply, lower, lower, high, probably going to move back down to here, bounce off the rest of the day. If you move up there, it's going to be a large move. I see probably stopping here. You could always do this as well. Okay, so that's what I see in the Nasdaq. Okay, it's running away a little bit, but still have this level here. Okay, still have this level here. It's going to be really tricky to see. Okay, I don't know the gamma levels yet because that flip point is very important, but it's easy to see here. And let's just go back to the ES. Let's see if the ES has gotten stronger. Yes, it has as well. It's moving right to the 45.70. Okay. So now you have excess. Look at this profile. Excess to the top. Like I said, sometimes that signifies the end of some buying. Okay, because you're going to hit this level. And then again, it's all about the 45.70 in the ES. Okay. Now, like I said, price action definitely controls emotion. So you can do this and get a violent move back. And if we hold this, then you can get the push up. Okay. So we're going to be very interesting on what this market does. Okay. That is it for me. Please subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Makes sense for what I'm saying. Okay. Always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Alright, so that's it for today, guys and girls. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This market is nuts, but we are in balance, so it's not that nuts because it's kind of following balance rules. The market's still following the rules of balance, of technical analysis. Doesn't matter what's going on, it's still following it, right? News comes out, whatever. We're in balance, so balance rules rule right now, alright? Alright, everybody. Take it easy. Good luck today. Stay green.